Bringing you the latest news from around the world, and here at home, I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Before we get into our stories in detail, let's take a quick look at your headlines for tonight.
Supreme Court extends interim injunction, temporarily suspending the gazette issued on the dissolution of Parliament until day after tomorrow. President says he will be committed to make amends if there are any weaknesses in the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. More than 200 kilograms of heroin seized in the seas of Beruala, 2 suspects arrested.
In our top story for tonight, the second largest stock of heroin to be seized in the country was discovered in the Sea of Beruala.
The President recently convened the senior officials of the police department to take urgent measures to stop illegal drug trafficking in the country. The President also requested for a report regarding raids that were conducted for a 3-month period. On several occasions, the President emphasized measures that should be taken to suppress the drug menace in the country, and the police department was placed under the Ministry of Defence. Our cabinet has approved the death penalty for those involved in serious drug-related crimes. The proposal was applauded by the cabinet and approved unanimously. We now have the power to do so. A stock of heroin with a market value of more than 2,700 million rupees was discovered this morning through a joint operation executed by the Police Narcotics Bureau. The stock of heroin, which weighs approximately 231 kilograms, was discovered between the Beruala and Balapitiya Sea area. According to police investigations, the stock of heroin is believed to be assorted in Pakistan. 2 suspects connected to the incident have already been arrested. The police said they will be detained and interrogated for 7 days. Police officers of the STF and the Navy also assisted the officers of the Narcotics Bureau to conduct the raid. One suspect is a 38-year-old individual named Dilip Susanta, and the other is a 34-year-old individual named Mohammad Rizvi Mohammad Farzan. The value of the stock of heroin found today is reported to be 2,778 million rupees. This is the result of an investigation that was conducted for several weeks. We must also state that this raid was made easier due to internal conflicts among drug dealers. The stock of heroin was broken into 214 parcels and packed in 11 gunny bags. It was found while the bags were being transported in a boat. The boat has been detained by the police. We suspect that the heroin was packed in Pakistan. Who controls and operates this drug distribution network? Young lives with true potential fall victim to these drugs on a daily basis. Shouldn't steps be taken to further tighten the grip on drugs? Shouldn't the law be enacted on people who are responsible for the distribution of drugs that destroy the youth of our country?
Continuing in more local news, the Supreme Court has decided to extend the interim order issued against the inaction of the Gazette for the dissolving of Parliament issued by the President on the 9th of last month. The interim injunction has been extended until the day after tomorrow, and the 7-judge Supreme Court bench headed by Chief Justice Nalin Pereira ordered to hear the petitions filed against the Gazette for the 4th day tomorrow.
The councils representing Uday Gammanpila and 4 others who filed intervening petitions presented facts before the Supreme Court today. President's counsel Gamini Marapana, presenting facts before court, said an ambulance driver has the ability to ignore road rules if the patient he is transporting is in a critical state. The council added that the Parliament was dissolved by the President to minimize the turmoil and to protect the people's sovereign rights. Counsel Marapana further said that if it is determined that the actions of the President were wrong and the Gazette is made null and void, the parliamentarians will have to convene Parliament and ask the President to dissolve it once again. He further added that the President has the power to dissolve Parliament at any instance once it is prorogued and call an election. President's counsel Ali Sabri, who was also representing the intervening petitioners, noted that when a similar situation arose at the Indian Parliament, the parliamentarians approved a motion and the Parliament was dissolved. He added that the situation was resolved through this. President's counsel Manohara De Silva said if the request made by the petitioners to cancel the Gazette issued by the President is granted, there is a huge risk of the country going into disarray. PC Manohara De Silva noted that it is the duty and the responsibility of the Supreme Court to not allow the country to go into a situation of disarray where the budget cannot be presented. He adds that the interim injunction order must be dissolved and the environment should be created where the people are allowed to elect the people they like. The President's counsel added that the court should act within its framework and according to the current rules and regulations. The President's counsel further said whatever is mentioned in the law, The people hope a positive decision will be granted by the Supreme Court, taking into consideration the current political situation. PC Manohara Silva further arguing said the people who compiled the 19th Amendment to the Constitution have themselves granted the powers to the President to dissolve Parliament. He added that when taking a look at the structure of Parliament, no political party or alliance has the majority mandate. He added that the people who are affectionate towards the country hope for the power to establish a strong government with a majority mandate. The President of Law Asia, Chris Leon, and Prashant Kumar, its former president, and a group of local and international delegates inspected the proceedings.
මහා සෝචනීය තත්ත්වයක් ඓතිහාසික ඛේදවාචකයක්.
Our country is stagnating and this is such a tragic situation. Foreign investments worth millions of dollars are being withdrawn from our country. The greed for power, political envy and hypocrisy is dominating our country, and our population of 22 million has been completely ignored. The spoon is with the President now. I believe President Sirisena will act within a constitutional and legal framework to re-establish the national government comprising of the UNP and UNF and Rana Vikrama as the Prime Minister. I believe he will reinstate the government to its previous state as at the 26th of October.
ඒකාබද්ධ වුණු ජාතික ආණ්ඩුව ස්ථාපනය කරන්නට මට හැකියාව ලැබේවි කියලා.
මේ රටේ ආණ්ඩුවක් නැති 72 වෙනි පැය අපි දැන් පසු කරලා තියෙනවා.
We have passed the 72nd hour as a country without a Prime Minister. Major issues have arisen. The country is incapable of taking decisions. As a citizen, I believe that the judicial system of our country should be responsible in controlling the current situation, following its decision to restrict the cabinet from executing their duties.
තිබිය යුතුයි කියලාත් අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා. අපි සම්පූර්ණ ජනාධිපති
We still have full confidence with the President. Whatever they say, we will reveal this at the right time. These are all games.
මේක දෙන සුමාරිනක අයිත් හොඳට වැඩ කරලා අයිත් පටන් ගන්නවා. ඒතර කවුද කාටද මොනවද උනේ කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. අපි මේ
We are making an effort to give people the rights they deserve.
ජනතාවට ලබන්නේ ජනතාවගේ ස්වාධීනතාවය. ඒ වෙන හේතුවක්.
අතිගරු ජනාධිපති මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන
President Maithripala Sirisena will always have my respect. It is he who filled in all the mishaps within our party and bound it all together.
හූ ගාලා හාක බොන් ගාලා එකතු කරලා දුන්නේ එතුමා.
Meanwhile, President Maithripala Sirisena says if there are any weaknesses in the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, he is committed to make amends.
Issuing a communique, the President's media division says the 19th Amendment to the Constitution was passed to bring a solution to the issues on democracy that was experienced for over 3 decades in the country. It added that the 19th Amendment has benefited the country, including the establishment of independent commissions and the strengthening of democratic institutional structures. The communique noted that the head of state is committed to making amendments to the 19th Amendment to resolve the issues pertaining to the policies within upholding democracy.
Former President Mahinda Rajapakse arrived at the Abirama temple in Narayanpeta today.
A petition requesting a general election containing 5 million signatures compiled by the Pavithihanda organization was handed over to Mahinda Rajapakse today.
The government is functioning because they have a president and secretaries, so the work is being done. I cannot say for sure. It could happen tomorrow or it could happen on Monday. By now, we are done with presenting our facts. I do not think the decision will be announced tomorrow, but it will be within the next week. The Prime Minister is there, the position is there, but he cannot function. We are totally against this decision. We have appealed this to the Supreme Court. The people have. I don't. This is not a personal problem for me. The general public wants to have a general election in order to stabilize the country. Why are politicians scared of an election? Their legs shiver at the thought of an election. They don't accuse us, they insult us. They frequently insult us. Both of them are the voice of Ranil. There is no difference. That will be done at the right time.
The campaign for a free and fair election convened a media briefing in Colombo today.
අංශභාග රෝගියෙකුගේ තත්වයට මුළු රටම
The country has been paralyzed. The decision reached by the president at this juncture of conflict was the reason for the country to reach the current situation. The actions of the speaker, former Prime Minister Rana Vikrama and Mahinda Rajapakse were also reasons for this situation. The speaker, the Prime Minister and the President and the Minister of Provincial Councils Faisal Mustafa said that by March or April of 2018, we will hold the Provincial Council elections. It has been 15 months. The Provincial Council has not been held. Out of the 9 provincial councils, 6 provinces are being run by the state officials without the political representatives. What we can see is that there is no better step other than to hold a general election to reach a permanent solution to this.
සාර්ථක සාධනීය තිරසාර විසඳුමක් ලබා ගන්නට නොහැකි තත්වයට පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා.
Several UPFA parliamentarians expressed their views at few media briefings held today. Even if the court verdict is not suitable to us, it's not a problem to us. Mahinda Rajapakse is not planning on staying anymore. Although the 19th Amendment states that it has limited powers of the President and vested it with the Parliament, Attorney General itself has taken away the powers of the Parliament. We believe that the Supreme Court will take measures to solve this issue within this week. The only way to resolve this issue is to give the democratic right of the people to elect their new government through a general election. UPFA parliamentarian Rana Vikrama expressed his views at a media briefing held in Horana today. We think that the UNP is a huge party, but the mechanism that is leading towards the downfall, it is done by its own leadership. Ranil Wickremesinghe thinks about Parliament and he does not think about the fact that people will lose the trust. At least, did he win the 2015 election or obtain the majority of 113? No, he didn't. Who represents the sovereignty of the country? Is it the 225 heads in Parliament or is it the people of this country? We know these political beggars are always expecting to gain some benefit for them. They cannot hide it using the sovereignty of the country. People are fed up of it. So people have rallied up voluntarily without any politicians. That's how it should be. We would never know where this will lead and end if this continues. People make several statements. We have told this before as well. Just because you have the seniority, it does not mean that you are a senior. Repercussions of these can be seen at elections. Sometimes, whoever have joined hands with us might have underhand dealings with either the UNP or the opposition. But as a team, we should be able to agree with the collective decisions we have made.
When the law no longer protects you from the corrupt, but protects the corrupt from you, you know your nation is doomed. Never vote them into Parliament again, for us and our children's futures.
Welcome back. The United States has urged Sri Lankan leaders to resolve the political crisis responsibly and promptly, as it has far-reaching socio-economic consequences apart from damaging global confidence and trust.
In an interview, the newly appointed US Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Elena Tiblet, said, quote, "As a friend and partner, we have urged Sri Lanka and its leaders to move promptly to resolve the political crisis in a transparent and democratic way," unquote. She further added, quote, "We have no dogs in this fight. We have no favorites in this political contest. We are looking for an outcome that respects constitutional processes and transparency and produces a legitimate government," unquote. Given the serious socio-economic consequences, Teplitz welcomed the growing concerns expressed by civil societies and private sectors. She said, quote, "I have seen that a number of industry groups, including Chamber of Commerce and Industries, have come out and said, please resolve the political crisis, as it is harming the business and the economy and future opportunities," unquote.
Central Bank of Sri Lanka lent Rs 15,339 million to the government to fill in a revenue gap, thereby increasing Government of Sri Lanka's money printing liabilities by 11.37% to rupees 150,275.95 million.
Ceylon Today newspaper reported, since the advent of the political crisis on the 26th of October, the government's money printing liabilities have increased by 71.84%, or by Rs 62,826 million, thereby fueling inflationary pressure and increasing government debt. When News First made inquiries, the central bank issued a release providing a clarification regarding these newspaper articles. While calling these concepts and facts grossly inaccurate and misleading, the central bank in its release says that the reserve money, which was at Rs 939.8 billion at the end of 2017 and at Rs 1,010 billion at the end of September 2018, was recorded at Rs 1,020 billion on the 2nd of November 2018. This is a year-on-year growth in reserve money of 11.6%, which is well within the CBSR projections for the year. It added that the rupee liquidity in the domestic money market has been in deficit since mid-September of 2018, requiring the CBSR to conduct open market operations to provide adequate liquidity to the market. In view of the large and long-term shortage of liquidity in the market, the CBSR conducted long-term reserve repurchase auctions and made outright purchases of government security, mainly for the secondary market. The central bank calls them regular monetary operations with market participants, which has no relevance to the government's fiscal policy or any particular political event.
Leader of the All Ceylon Makha Congress, Rishad Bathiuddin, appeared before the Criminal Investigations Department today.
The ACMC has made a complaint on a statement made by Namal Kumara, operations director of an anti-corruption outfit, which stated that there was an attempt to assassinate Bathiuddin in addition to the alleged assassination plot on a number of VIPs.
I don't know why there's an attempt to assassinate me, but my security has been completely removed. There are major inquiries going on and it is on media as well. But even with all of this, my security has been removed. I explained this to them while providing the statement.
Former cricketer T.M. Dilshan spoke at a media briefing today.
I haven't taken any decision on it yet. My personal opinion is to continue with my program. No, I don't think so. Because there are so many other examples I can think of. Sanath thinks in a different way. Arjuna thinks in a different way. And I think in a different way. Our ideas are not similar to each other. I'm proud to state that we have provided means for more than 5,000 families to live. My program is different. I have been doing social service for about 12 or 10 years. I will provide sporting equipment for all national schools because they should be provided with that opportunity to improve the sport.
A religious puja was held this evening to bestow blessings upon the country to come out of the current political crisis.
The event was organized by the Lanka Rakshita Sangha Sabha. The Mahasangha arrived at the Independence Square in Colombo from Sri Sambodhi Viharya to conduct the puja. Meanwhile, a satyagraha was held opposite the Colombo Municipal Council under the theme "Let's Join to Safeguard Democracy." The campaign was organized by the trade unions affiliated to United National Front and civil organizations.
Platinum Awards 2018.
I received 3 awards at the Platinum Awards in 2016 and 2017. I think Platinum Awards is the biggest recognition a sportsman can receive. Platinum Awards is the only award ceremony dedicated to sports personalities. You now have the opportunity to be the most popular sportsman or sportswoman. So get ready to be a part of the Platinum Awards.
ඉතින් සූදානම් වෙන්න මේ ජයග්‍රහණය ලබන්න ඔබලටත් Platinum Awards සමග.
Sports First Allianz Platinum Awards 2018.
And with that, wrap up news for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. For the News First team, I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Do take care and good night.